Welcome to the Royal Ontario Museum. This is among the top cultural institutions in North America and the largest museum in Canada. It houses a world-class collection of 18 million artworks, cultural objects, and natural history specimens. It is complete with 40 gallery spaces, including one of its most famous, the Gallery of Greece. In this section, we explore the rich lives and culture of ancient Greek people. One of these aspects is worship. Greek religion was deeply rooted in storytelling and civic identity. Statues, vases, and coins all depict figures like Aphrodite, Athena, and Zeus. These artifacts show how Greeks used their beliefs to understand the world around them. As we move through the gallery, notice how Greek art blends beauty, strength, and narrative, providing insight into ideas that spread throughout the Mediterranean. Through trade, conquest, and cultural exchange, the ideas of Greece spread outwards to Rome, Cyprus, and Egypt. Starting with Rome, we see the adoption of the Greek goddess Aphrodite. In Greece, Aphrodite was viewed as not just the god of love and beauty, but as desire herself. She was powerful, emotional, and dangerous. The torso of Aphrodite reflects these beliefs. The statue was originally the goddess adjusting her hair, a very simple yet intimate action. This moment becomes revolutionary in BCE. The famous statue is attributed to the sculptor Praxiteles, who was known for his work of making the gods feel human and relatable. Instead of an all-powerful deity, she seems like a woman caught in an everyday moment. The humanizing approach of this statue made it very popular in the Hellenistic period, inspiring many copies and smaller versions being made. In this weathered torso, we can see how the Greeks thought about beauty. It wasn't about perfection, but something alive that was as delicate as you or me. It was connected to human emotion. The narrow grooves in her skin are caused by the weathering, but they serve as a reminder that Aphrodite, the ancient Greek goddess, is something that has traveled the world and lasted for centuries. When the Romans adopted Aphrodite, they renamed her Venus, and they transformed her role. Instead of being the goddess of love and desire, she became a symbol of power, lineage, and politics. The ancient Greeks saw Aphrodite as emotional, someone who could inspire passion, jealousy, and conflict. But the Romans saw Venus as tied to the success of the state. She became the mother of the Roman people. The founder of Rome, Ennius, was told to be her son. That connection allowed emperors to claim divine ancestry, making Venus a tool of authority. Roman sculptures of Venus, like the Venus Gentrix sculpture made in about 1 to 100 CE, focus less on myth and more on dignity and lineage. She stands calmly, draped in carefully carved clothing, representing stability and order. Unlike the Greek versions, with emphasized personal beauty and storytelling, Roman Venus supports the idea that Rome's power is blessed by the gods. So even though she is the same goddess, the Romans reshaped her into a symbol of empire, identity, and legitimacy. One of the most famous depictions of Athena in ancient Greece was the Athena Parthenos, or Athena the Virgin, created by the sculptor Philadeus in 438 BCE. This monumental statue stood nearly 40 feet tall inside the Parthenon on the Athenian Acropolis, made of ivory and gold over a wooden core. It was designed to awe the viewers, showcasing Athena as a powerful protector of Athens, a goddess of wisdom, and a symbol of civic pride. The original statue had been destroyed sometime after the 10th century. Using ancient descriptions and Roman-era copies, it gives us insight into its appearance. This is a description of what it was believed to look like. Athena was fully armed, wearing a helmet, carrying a shield, and often accompanied by figures symbolizing victory and peace. She was the embodiment of both intelligence and military practices. She represents strategy, justice, and civic virtue, rather than mere brute force. Today, we can see the plaster replica of it at the Royal Ontario Museum, created by an artist, Sylvia Hahn, under the guidance of curator Nita Lipin. This 1:10 scale model reconstructs the Athena Parthenos using all available ancient evidence, and it even includes models of Athenians to illustrate her enormous size within the Pantheon Cella. Through this replica, visitors can experience not just the statue itself, but the grandeur and cultural importance Athena had for the Athenians. A powerful reminder of how Greeks celebrated wisdom, protection, and civic identity through their god. This delicate Cyperite ring offers a glimpse into how Greek religious imagery spread across the Mediterranean. The thin round hoop widens and changes to form a flat circular bezel, which is set with a red carnelian engraving, with a bust of Athena's profile. She wears a crested Corinthian helmet, traditional symbols of her wisdom, strategy, and protective power. I lost it again. Her long, wavy hair flows from the back of the helmet, giving the figure a sense of life and movement. Despite the small scale, artifacts like this show how Cyprus adopted Greek gods while blending them in with their local style and art. Athena here is not just a distant deity of Athens. She is presented as a guardian and a warrior, relevant to the people who made and held on to this object. Even in miniature form, the careful engraving communicates her power, authority, and divine presence, demonstrating how Greek ideas and gods were adapted and celebrated in other regions of the ancient world. The head of Zeus in the Greek gallery comes from a statue of Zeus attributed to the Circle of Phidias, one of the most celebrated sculptors of classical Greece. Zeus was the king of gods, ruler of the sky, storms, and justice. He played a central role in Greek religion and myth. In art, he is often depicted with a strong, commanding expression, a full beard, lighting, and an aura of authority that communicates both power and dignity. Phidias and his circle were masters at capturing not just the physical presence of the gods, but their divine character. In this work, the calm strength and thoughtful intensity of Zeus are evident, reflecting the Greek belief that gods were active participants in human life. They could reward, punish, or guide mortals, but they were also personalities with emotions, intelligence, and moral authority. This fragment reminds viewers of the balance between power and reason that Zeus embodied, and why he was revered as the ultimate guardian in the order of the universe. Under Ptolemaic rule, Greek gods became familiar faces in Egypt, as Greek settlers and rulers brought their religious traditions with them. Among these deities, Zeus was particularly prominent, appearing alongside local gods and often worshipped in temples that blended Greek and Egyptian architectural styles. While some Greek gods, like Aphrodite or Demeter, were associated with Egyptian deities such as Isis, Zeus remained distinctly Greek. Artifacts from this period show him in his classical form, with the strength, authority, and commanding presence familiar from Greece. This continuity demonstrates how Greek religion was adaptable yet resilient. It could integrate into Egyptian society, coexist with native beliefs, and be readily recognized by worshippers, all while preserving the gods' original identities. Through Zeus, we can see a clear example of how Greek religion spread across the Mediterranean, maintaining its essence while connecting with new cultures. As we've seen, Greek gods were not confined to the borders of Greece. From Cyprus, where Athena was adapted as a local guardian, to Rome, where Aphrodite became Venus, a symbol of lineage and imperial power, and even to Egypt, where Zeus and other Olympians were worshipped alongside native deities. These gods traveled, transformed, and endured. The artifacts in this gallery reveal more than artistry. They tell a story of cultural exchange, adaptation, and continuity. Greek gods were powerful, meaningful, and flexible symbols, able to inspire devotion and reflect the values that of the societies that embrace them. By following their journey across time and place, we gain insight not only into religion, but into how ideas, art, and identity move through the ancient world, have left a legacy that continues to shape our understanding of the past today.